Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Let's talk about discomfort. And I actually have a lot of content already on this subject, just about regular like braces and tooth movement discomfort. There's two different types of discomforts that you can have during ortho, or really with anything you wear in your mouth. One is going to be the teeth moving discomfort, the individual discomfort that comes from a tooth coming down, sideways, moving roots, torquing, whatever movements we have. That makes discomfort. And it can be tricky. It always stays on the same side that it's on. So left discomfort doesn't migrate to right, right doesn't migrate to left. But it can migrate around, even though it might be this tooth that's causing discomfort, you might feel the pain, the discomfort back here, or even down here. So it can jump. We call that referred discomfort or referred pain. So if you want to see my other content on eliminating and diagnosing discomfort, you can put in the word discomfort, which is a lot nicer than pain. I use the word discomfort. There's one called normal discomfort, management of discomfort. I also have some under pain as well. So take a look at the keywords pain and discomfort in my YouTube channel, Straightsmile Solutions, and you should be able to watch all those videos. But let's specifically talk about braces versus aligners and TMD issues that started, or TMJ issues that started after you started treatment. So we're gonna talk about that specifically. So I'm not talking about is ortho going to fix or improve your TMD or help your TMJ. I'm saying, could it be that ortho is causing more discomfort in the TMJ region, the TMD? Are you having TMD? So anyways, and just to clarify, TMD versus TMJ, temporomandibular joint, that is a noun, that is the anatomy. Temporal mandibular discomfort, or disorganization, or whatever we want to call that, the disorder, that is the disorder of this causing discomfort. I think you guys get the idea. So the joint can have discomfort. That whole discomfort is the disorder. All right, so braces probably shouldn't be causing any joint problems unless you have like bite bumps, bite turbos, bite plates. Those type of things can, anytime your bite is in a state of instability. So as we are straightening teeth or jumping a bite or something like that, you could have a temporarily instability. And then whenever you're going through ortho, you'll notice that 1 week you're biting more on the right, and 1 week you're biting more on the front, and 1 week you're biting more on the back. As your bite starts to even out and things start to get straight, things change, right? So if you're not biting evenly on all your not your back teeth, so you should be biting at the end of treatment on all your back teeth, okay? You should not be biting on your front teeth. That will cause loosening of those teeth. We call that fremitus over time. Now, a lot of people are biting on their front teeth after ortho, but it isn't what most orthodontists do. Let's put it that way. We don't believe in that. And there's a lot of content on that. You can go into my YouTube channel, look up the keywords articulation or fremitus, and you should be able to get that access. So we should be biting at the end. I'd like to see canine guidance is my goal, assuming this is a class 1 patient, and nice even contacts on all the back teeth, premolars and molars, and no contacts on the front teeth. That is a good bite at the end. We strive for that, but you're not gonna get that until the end. And sometimes we don't even finish it until the retainers come. We do some fine tuning in the retainers. So this may take 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, and during treatment, it's not gonna be uncommon for if things get unbalanced for you to have some joint discomfort. It's normal, okay? That's why we have discomfort management. It's just the temporary unbalancedness that can cause some discomfort. Now, clear aligners can add another layer of complexity onto treatment, because not only do we have that unbalanced discomfort that can come and go, as our teeth straighten out and our bite gets better and different, but we also have plastic that goes over the tops of our teeth, not just metal or ceramic that goes on the front of our teeth or the backs of our teeth. So that, like I said, anything that changes the way you bite can cause joint issues. So some people can't even tolerate that. And I'll be really honest, I tried using aligners. I mean, granted, this was early when Invisalign and other aligner companies came out. This was almost 20 years ago, but they did not work for me. And I can't even tolerate an Essix retainer or a Vivara retainer. I just can't stand it. And it might just be because in my original ortho, I had a Hawley, and I just like it better. It feels better that I can bite down all the way. But I also have a very low angle face, heavy masseters that I've been getting Botox for goodness, 8, 9, 10 years, maybe longer. because my face will look really boxy if I don't get the Botox. And I also get severe discomfort in the morning when I wake up. Remember, a night guard is just a Band-Aid for the underlying problem. And I have gone through OMT therapy. I have had a release. I've had all that stuff done, and it's significantly better than it was. Don't get me wrong, but I still get the Botox. But in any case, a lot of people can't tolerate the plastic over the tops of the teeth. And that would probably be the one excuse. That's a risky excuse. I mean, that's why I would never give an Invisalign refund, but occasionally you do have to switch to braces. That's why you charge the same price for both, you know. Obviously, I mean, a switch to braces with a reason like that, I probably wouldn't charge for it. But I mean, I would also require them to go to an OMT in order to get that diagnosed, and require that they're going through OMT therapy. So there would have to be something that they would need to do, you know, to switch it over, because if we're having that much trouble in one thing, then they really should see a myo like I did. So that makes sense to me. That would probably be my how I would work it if someone wanted to switch from aligners to braces because they were having TMD issues. I would tell them they need to go get an assessment with a myofunctional therapist. Obviously, it's going to be their own price, just to see what's wrong, because they're saying something's wrong with their joint. Well, we got to see, is something really wrong with it? Or is it only the plastic that's happening? Does that make sense? And I don't want to send them to an oral surgeon because they're going to do all this expensive, you know, invasive testing, and it's just not necessary. And an OMT can do it properly for a very low price. So, or you can bring OMT into your office. But yeah, so I think generally if someone was low angle, had heavy massers, which is something you really should be checking, especially in adults in your screening, braces might end up being less discomfort, you know, when it comes to the joints. So just something to keep in mind. All right. And, you know, if you have a patient who's really worried about it, then you really should come up with a switch plan, you know, or really strongly recommend that they see an OMT before they choose. All right. Thanks so much.